From 2016, IPA Review features a David Kemp excerpt from his George Reid lecture on the 30th of March 2016. George Reid was a laissez faire liberal who stood on principle. He was a capable politician who, as Education Minister for New South Wales, set up a model adopted by other colonies of public high school technical and further education and night lectures at university. He was ambivalent about the Federation of Australia and became famous for a yes-no speech which lasted an hour and three-quarters in 1898, over 110 years before Oakeshott. ALP domination of federal politics brought about protectionism through tariffs, limiting Reid's term as Prime Minister. In 1904 and 05, Reid had been more effective as Premier of New South Wales in 1894 to 1899, when ALP had not had their protective way. Reid provided the intellectual capital which would later fire Menzies. Reid supported individual freedoms which no party leader endorses today. Reid had a substantial paunch, and when one guy in an audience asked how he would name it, he replied, "If it is a boy, after myself. If it is a girl, I shall name her Victoria. But if, as I suspect, it is no more than piss and wind, I will name it after you." He happily married a 23-year-old woman who, when he was 46 in 1891, they had two sons and a daughter who survived them when he died in 1918, High Commissioner of Australia in London. In a triumph for free speech, a judge tossed out the prosecution of 3 university students who had questioned on Facebook why they were denied access to unused computers reserved for Aboriginal-only students. They could have lied about their Aboriginality to obtain access, but had not acted so duplicitously. But a public servant took them to court with support of Australia's well-remunerated chief of the Human Rights Council, Triggs. Triggs had investigated them for 14 months without their knowledge. When charges were laid at their doorstep, fait accompli, they resisted the charges and have been smeared as racists. The 18C racial vilification legislation is counter to a free society. It needs to go. The students are vindicated but scarred for life. Australia is poorly positioned to capitalize on a Trump presidency, with both the Foreign Affairs Minister, Julie Bishop, and the Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, talking out to personalize antipathy to Trump. One understands how they prefer Hillary Clinton because they prefer voting with corruption. They had insisted Abbott give over $10 million aid to the Clinton Foundation in 2014 and rolled Abbott after he stopped the payments. But neither Bishop nor Turnbull has explained how Australia will be better off with a corrupt Clinton as president compared to a GOP-backed Trump. Trump is not Reagan. Trump is very good at negotiations and knows how to run an executive team. Reagan was more reliant on insiders from GOP. Trump can deliver on promises better than Turnbull can. Turnbull has portrayed himself as being a good business executive. With Trump as a president, we will see a real one. Trump would never have put himself in the ridiculous position Turnbull has. All Turnbull can do now, constructively, is resign.